know how great I am. I don't have to tell you about my strategy. Let my trainer tell you. Bodini, come here. Bodini, tell him, what are we going to do? You're going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. That's what we're going to do. You heard it.
I want you to think back to when you were a kid. There's something you probably did every single day, totally subconsciously, and as you got older, the ability slowly faded away. I've been vigorously active for almost 2 decades, and in my early 20s, I realized that I lost this ability too. In my years of coaching clients and interviewing professionals, I ask almost all of them one question every single time. And for most, they can't remember the last time they did it. So I want you to think back. When was the last time your feet left the ground for more than just a step? When was the last time you jumped? Let me explain. A member of the Stronger Human community in his 30s mentioned on a call that he tried jumping, and a few jumps in, strained his calf. Crazy, right? That's why they say if you don't use it, you really do lose it. And losing the skill totally makes sense. Jumping well, without pain or causing injury, demands full body coordination and movement efficiency. That's why it felt natural as a kid, and as an adult becomes difficult. And when you try it as an adult, it doesn't feel good or natural. So you probably just think you're bad at jumping and you avoid doing it. Guys, there's a problem we need to deal with. And if you don't, you'll be anchored to the ground for the rest of your life. So let's fix that. In this video, I'll guide you through a 3-step plan to build and maintain your jumping skills no matter what level you're currently at, moving from beginner to expert. In the textbook Playfulness, Creativity, and Innovation, the authors mention that the transition to adulthood is marked by a significant reduction in spontaneous physical play, including activities like skipping and jumping. So I want you to bring back that childlike ability to float like a butterfly, to jump, and make it a skill you keep for the rest of your life. And along the way, I'm gonna share some cool facts about why the practice is so powerful. So here's the first one. Did you know that just 10 minutes of jump rope can burn as many calories as 20 to 30 minutes of moderate paced running? The calorie burn's impressive, but I see jump rope as so much more. It's a skill that comes with some huge benefits. There's a catch though. Mastering the jump rope takes coordination, and it can be very, very, very frustrating at first. Getting smacked by the rope isn't pleasurable until you learn to like it, and you will learn to like it. That's why it's important to start with simple progressions. And as with any skill, it's crucial not to rush to the hardest moves. Real improvement starts with mastering the basics. It might look a little embarrassing. Thing is, I know some of you jumped and landed a few times and realized it kind of hurt. So start here. Use some support. If you feel discomfort while hopping, use a stable surface to lean on. Shift some weight into it and get practicing. While you're at it, make sure you're breathing steadily and not holding your breath. This will allow your body to feel safe. Soften your knees each time you land. It might not feel smooth or bouncy at first, but be patient. Progress might be slow and might take months, but with consistent practice, hopping will become easier and feel more natural. And hey, we'll get to the more advanced stuff in a bit, but this is where you start. And actually, there is a macro concept that surrounds this whole video. It's a huge problem that holds most people back from jumping, and I'm gonna give you these options. Guess which one it is. It's foot strength. Most people have really weak and fragile feet, so jumping may seem impossible if walking with bare feet hurts. That's why I made this detailed video on where to start and how to do it no matter what level you're at. So after this video, I'd suggest watching that one. Also, I don't own one, but a rebounder is a great option for those who find hopping difficult and want to make jumping fun. I'll be getting one soon, and when I do, I'll make a video about it. Rebounding is a pretty amazing, very low intensity, meditative jumping practice. For now, my friend Kyle from Wellness Daddy, he made a pretty solid YouTube video explaining the benefits of rebounding, and I think it's worth a watch. So go check it out. Now think about this. When is the last time you skipped? Skipping is one of those simple joys we used to love as kids, but then we ditch it because we're too cool and manly. And yeah, men don't skip, little boys skip. That's immature. I know that comment's coming, and guess what? You probably suck at skipping, which is why you don't do it. And for the rest of you, it's normal not to be good at skipping. It's pretty much jumping, but regressed. And if you want to start jumping safely, it's a good idea to add some skips in here and there. It's a fun, playful movement. And that is powerful. We need to bring the element of play back into the way we move. Build youthful skills and your body's gonna feel younger. So here's an easy fix. Next time you're out for a walk, throw in a few skips. Take it slow, stay light on your feet, and feel the bounce. And it's a great way to build the jump rope skill without a rope. If it doesn't feel natural or bouncy right now, that's normal. Just slowly work on it. I do this stuff all the time, and people think I'm goofy for it. But again,
I don't care.
These small habits improve the way my body functions as a whole and can make the skill of learning the jump rope feel so much smoother. So don't just save your jumps for when you have the rope. Fit them in wherever you are. Now, once you're more comfortable hopping, it's time to add in a rope. This is where your jump rope coordination is really going to take shape, and expect to hit yourself with the rope. It's just the rope saying it likes you, and trust me, it'll start to feel good. Set mini goals for yourself. Aim for streaks, 3 jumps, 8 jumps, 20. Remember, the rope hitting you isn't failure, it's feedback, telling you that your coordination needs work and you've been a naughty girl or boy. And with that, let's talk ropes. There's a lot of options out there, and you can go on Amazon or Walmart and get yourself something inexpensive. For me though, I like cross rope jump ropes and have been using them for years because they're simply the best. I have ropes I've used consistently since 2020 that are still going strong because they're made of nylon-coated steel cables, which means you'll have a super smooth spin and an extremely durable rope that'll last you years. And since they adjust, you can switch it up based off of what you want to work on. Use lighter ropes for speed and agility, and go heavier when you're ready for a strength challenge to your workout. As far as weight of these ropes, they range from 1 ounce to 5 pounds. There's something for everyone. Now, here's a pro tip for rope sizing that I learned from a boxing champ in New York. I was using a large rope and he suggested getting a slightly smaller one. The standard sizing is that the handles touch your armpits, but for precision and quickness, you can get a size down. So I went from large to medium, and I actually enjoy the shorter rope. I'm able to go faster with it, which helps me become more precise with my technique. But as a beginner, start with a rope that touches your armpits.
Nsima, what are those?
These,
Those.
they're barefoot sandals from Vivo Barefoot.
They look like ballerina slippers.
Some people say they look good, and they're comfortable. Anyway, the Crossrope app lets you track your jumps, all right? We'll talk more about this later. And once you're comfortable with the basics, you can start making things harder. But remember, it starts with the simple hop. You want to master that. So, if you want to grab the best jump ropes money can buy, you can head to the Stronger Human store for my favorite ropes from Crossrope. But if you want to see their whole library of jump ropes, head to crossrope.com with the link in the description, and I have a code there too. Now, developing your jump rope skills is fantastic for health and longevity. So if you follow the practices in this video, you're building a foundation that will keep you jumping well into your 60s and 70s. Jump rope isn't just fun. It's a weight-bearing exercise with repetitive impact. In other words, it's a bone builder. Jumping stimulates osteoblasts. These are bone-forming cells, which boost bone density. That's why jump rope is considered an osteogenic exercise, meaning it can help prevent bone loss and even encourage bone growth. If you've been doing it for a while and want to make things a little bit harder, you could try jumping with a weighted vest. Listen though, be light with this initially. It's still something I'm progressing slowly. I'll typically use a 20-pound vest for a few hundred reps and then take it off to continue jumping without it. My goal is to get to 1,000 reps with the vest and have it be an absolute breeze, but this is a long-term goal. I'm not rushing. I'm always listening to my body's signals to rest or to stop. If given the right time and patience, my body can adapt to the stress and become strong enough to handle it. Fair warning once again, do not start here. Definitely don't start here. Please, don't start here. But what you can do if you're finding this helpful is hit the subscribe button. I'm putting out content like this on the regular. I want to help you move better and get stronger. Don't forget the bell, but no pressure. The next part is going to be the key to your consistency. Let's talk about microdosing. Not that kind. The goal is simple, just 1 minute of jump rope a day. And if I do that, I've won the day. Seriously, this is where I started. Most of the time I ended up doing more, but if I did just 1 minute, that is enough. This practice is all about building consistency, and consistency is the secret sauce for progress. You need reps to improve at it, so track your reps. You can jump for time, or you can count your reps. The thing about counting reps, though, is that it gets pretty annoying, being in your head counting numbers while trying to focus on jumping. That's where these handles come in. The Crossrope app tracks my jumps and streaks so I can just focus on jumping. Again, my goal is to just get 100 jumps a day, and most days I do more, but some days I miss it. And guess what? I don't beat myself up about it, I just get back and do it the next day. And with that, there's another cool thing about microdosing. It teaches you to listen to your body. After a minute of jumping, you might notice that your feet are sore and need rest. And if that's the case, take it. There's no need to go all out every single day. Do the minute first, and if you're feeling good, go for more. If not, let your body recover. And at this point, you're probably thinking,
Oh, cool, hopping, skipping, jumping, whatever, I don't need it.
well, what do martial artist legends like Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Mike Tyson all have in common? It's the topic of this video. They all trained with jump ropes. This tool is too clutch for any serious martial artist, athlete, or human to ignore. Agility, footwork, breath control, coordination, timing, ankle strength, bone density, rhythm, balance, stability, overall endurance, it's almost like a rite of passage. If you want better coordination, and who doesn't, this is a skill you want in your toolbox. It's fun, it's playful, it's ridiculously beneficial for your body. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, I could list so many greats. And if the jump rope's good enough for them, you gotta give it some respect. Now we gotta slow down. We're getting excited. Here's the reality. As you start jumping regularly, your feet and ankles are gonna feel it. I learned this the hard way. I've gotten stress fractures in my foot because I was going too hard, too fast, too frequently. That's when I realized the importance of soft tissue and recovery work. If you've watched my channel with any level of regularity, soft tissue comes up a lot in my content. And that's because it's truly that important. Listen, this makes a long-term difference. In this video where I talked about 37 habits for my long-term health, I covered soft tissue health, and in this video where I talked about the way I train, I talked about something called fascial viscoelasticity. I'll be quick because I explained these ideas in those separate videos, so just stay with me. It's kind of important. Your fascia is the connective tissue that wraps around every muscle, ligament, and tendon, making up about 20% of your body weight. It's key for smooth, efficient movement. So developing a routine for your soft tissue health is going to be incredibly beneficial for your fascia and the recovery of your tissues as you cause damage. It might feel intense at first, but as your tissues become healthier and more pliable, you'll find that your movement just feels easier. So when the tissues of your feet, ankle, and calves get beat up by the new stimulus of jump rope, you can take care of that soft tissue. There are some great books on the topic, and for a follow-along guide, I offer a course on soft tissue work in the Stronger Human community. Links in the description. With some time and consistency, getting better at the jumping skill and improving the health of your soft tissues, jumping will become effortless. You'll become more bouncier, graceful, and more fluid. When that happens, this is a skill you'll keep for life. Now, this is the last thing, and it's important. I touched on this earlier, and it won't be long, but just hang with me for a little bit more. We gotta make taking care of ourselves fun. That's why I look at children. Not that way. When you imagine happy kids, they're playing, they have boundless energy, they're hopping, skipping, jumping, rolling, having a straight blast. And I don't think it's too far-fetched of an idea that finding a way to develop childlike movement abilities will help us feel younger. This book I'm showing you right here is a great book that talks about the power of play and why we need it as human beings. Honestly, there's too many benefits. But on page 71, the author mentions how activities that involve a level of play can even help you avoid degenerative brain conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Even if you haven't done it in a long time and you feel unskilled, uncoordinated, or in too much pain, I want to tell you this. You have the ability to learn to jump. You can do anything you set your mind to. You just need to start with the basics. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to get better. It might take 6 months, it might take a year, it might even take 2. But if you put in the effort and take the steps to slowly strengthen yourself, you can get it back. And listen, if you already have the ability, take care of it. Maintain it, nurture it, and don't take it for granted. Use it, because you don't want to know what it's like to lose it.
Is that a Skippy?
No, it's a spin jumper.
Hey now kids, come gather round, see what's spinning into town. Spinning, jumping, you'll have fun jumping around. Spinning, jumping, get outside and play with your friends. Every adult can play. You might look a little childish. Spinning, jumping. Come on everybody, start spin jumping! Available now at the Strong Human Store and Crossroad.com. The spin jumper is meant for jumping and jumping only. Please do not use the spin jumper for other forms of adult play. You can now pick whichever next video you'd like to watch. Pick one and keep jumping.